At the foot of Arlington's iconic water tower, flags wave to commemorate heroes from all over town. June is Pride Month, and there's a full schedule of activities and events to recognize the LGBTQIA+ community. We'll share some of those with you. And several more local institutions share their plans for getting back into the swing of things post-COVID. It's all coming up next on ACMi News.
From McLennan Park to Spy Pond, from Poets Corner to the Mystic River, we have Arlington covered. We're your neighbors, a friend you can turn to. This is ACMi News.
Hello Arlington and welcome to ACMi News. I'm Paul Werlin.
And I'm Nathan Montgomery.
Governor Baker officially lifted the state of emergency in Massachusetts on June 15th. In Arlington, that means, among other things, that you will be able to walk through a brand new town plaza and right into a spiffed-up town hall to conduct all of the business you've traditionally done there.
Town manager Adam Chapdelaine describes what you'll find.
With the governor lifting the state of emergency as of June 15th, we are, as we've talked about in weeks past, reopening Town Hall to the public next Tuesday, June 15th. So physically, residents will see a few things if they come from the front of the building. They'll see the newly renovated plaza. There'll be some punch work left to do, but we're basically at 90+% completion of the plaza renovation. Once they get inside, they'll see newly polished and refinished terrazzo floors, the refinished floors in the auditorium, walls painted in some areas of Town Hall. So we've done our best to stick with the hashtag that Joan Roman has used, getting spiffy, for Town Hall when we reopen. When residents come in to access services, things will mostly be the same, though we do plan on asking people accessing services in the treasurer's office, select board's office, clerk's office, and assessor's office to go into the vestibule or go into the office one at a time. We're not yet planning on putting out stanchions or markings on the floor, but as we ease back into this, we want people to try to exercise respect and try to keep, make one another feel safe. If we're not scientifically keeping one another safe, trying to make people feel safe when they re-enter. And we'll be putting signs up around the exterior of the building, which will say unvaccinated visitors advised to wear a mask. And after some lengthy debate, we decided that was the most appropriate language, as we're not going to be checking vaccination cards. But if you're coming into Town Hall and you're not vaccinated, we are advising you and would really like you to wear a mask to keep both yourself and other folks in the building safe. And the final thing I'll say on that is, we're asking for people's patience. There will be calibration and recalibration in terms of how office-based services are delivered. But we ask for everybody's patience, as they've given us patience over the past 14, 15 months.
Last week, we reported on the major 3-alarm fire that occurred at a residence in East Arlington. At that time, the cause had not yet been determined. Further investigation has revealed that the fire was caused by the improper disposal of a cigarette, according to Your Arlington. The home suffered an estimated $700,000 in damages. 2 GoFundMe campaigns are still active to help cover the cost of the damages and relocation expenses.
5 years ago, the Arlington Rotary Club created Flags for Heroes as a fundraiser to support their scholarship program for high school students. Usually held in the fall in front of Arlington High School, this year's dedication took place on Sunday, June 6th at the Park Circle Water Tower. Senior news producer Anim Osmani tells us more.
On the lawn in front of the water tower, you'll see a total of 160 flagpoles, 10 feet high and evenly spaced out in rows. When you take a closer look, you'll see pictures, names, and a description of someone who made a significant impact on someone else's life.
We suggest to people to consider who their heroes are. It can be somebody who's passed, somebody who's been in the military, somebody who's currently in the military, firefighters, police, EMTs. It can be your wife, it can be your husband, it can be one of your children. Someone who is your hero.
Heroes can be defined in many ways. There is one common denominator, however, which is the title itself, which is given by someone else. And that's all that was needed for the Arlington Rotary Club to plant a flag in their honor. There
are firefighters that are mentioned, and there are EMTs as well. There are quite a few Vietnam veterans. I'm one of them that were mentioned up there as well. There are also grandfathers and husbands and wives mentioned, and little things. It's really an exciting time to walk through these flags and read the little cards that are there.
Each flagpole was sponsored by a member of the community, which cost $30 each. The money is allocated to the Rotary Club's scholarship fund, offering 3 $1,000 scholarships to a student at Minuteman, AHS, and Arlington Catholic, as long as they are a resident of Arlington. On June 6th, the 77th anniversary of the Normandy landings in World War II, a special dedication ceremony was held to honor Elaine Shea.
The other part is dedicating today to a phenomenal person, Elaine Shea. She was one of the most giving people that I have ever met in my life. She always thought of other people first, and that was so important. And she did it with a smile, and she did it with courage.
I am so incredibly honored to be part of this dedication and celebration of a woman who meant so much to so many. I dedicate this poem to the entire Shea family, in particular her children. This is what your mom meant to me.
The dedication was a reflection of all the newer people that came and shared with us. And the dedication time we spent was very short. We mentioned Elaine, we talked about Elaine, but the big invitation was to have people walk around and get to share that. And quite a few people did that.
The flagpoles will be here at the Park Soka Water Tower until Flag Day, which is June 14th. Next year, the Arlington Rotary Club hopes to plant 170 flagpoles as they slowly progress to their overall goal of 200 flagpoles. The location for Flag for Heroes is expected to change next year. Where they'll relocate is still unknown at the moment. For ACMi News, I'm Anim Osmani.
Thank you for that story, Anim. For 105 years, the Regent Theater has been presenting concerts, performances, and other events, but they are as excited as they've ever been at the prospect of reopening to their beloved public. ACMi News intern Sophia Titus has the story.
Live music, concerts, comedy shows, and more, the Regent Theater has something for every member of the family. After having been shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Regent Theater will be returning to provide a plethora of entertainment starting June 13th. As we all get a taste of a return to normalcy, no one is more excited than the Regent Theater to see all of their patrons return.
We are very excited to have live shows back at the Regent Theater. It's been 15 months of basically doing streaming and anything we could to keep live entertainment alive with no live people here, and people coming up to the doors and seeing our posters are up are really glad. Oh, you're coming back, we're coming back.
Having been shut down since March 13th, 2020, the theater will be reopening their doors on June 13th, a year and 3 months to the day since their original closing. They worked throughout the pandemic to stay open, with the community and their staff providing essential support.
We owe it all to the patrons during the shutdown who basically through our GoFundMe account helped us stay in thing, through the loans that we got through the federal government and the grants that we got. It was a struggle, and I really have to say it's a tribute to my staff here that took pay cuts, worked for nothing, because they believed in this theater. This is a 105-year-old theater, and we're hoping to be around for another 105.
The resilience of the theater paid off, as it now has a packed schedule for the upcoming months, providing the same diversity of offerings it did when the theater first opened over 100 years ago.
We're really looking forward. We've got a great lineup of shows coming up. All you have to do is check our website, and we have listings. We do so many diversities that we're not just tied to one. I think it's what theater represents. It's a meeting place of different organizations, different people. We do so many different things here at the Regent Theater that my business partner, Lee Stein, has referred to us as the United Nations of Theater.
And just as the Regent is happy to have their patrons back, the community is thrilled to have the theater back. One community member expressed his excitement.
I think it's great. It's about time. I can't wait, come back and listen to some music, and, they got a lot of good stuff, so.
Rick could not be more appreciative of the support residents have provided, stating flatly that the theater would not have made it through the pandemic without them.
The only thing I can say from the bottom of my heart and my partner, Lee Stein, and the staff here is thank you, thank you, thank you.
The first event coming out of the pandemic will be The Mom Show, a one-man show about an immigrant mother's life. The show will take place every Sunday starting June 13th to July 18th. More information can be found out about the show and about the theater on the Regent Theater's website. For ACMi News, I'm Sophia Titus.
Thanks, Sophia. It's Pride Month, and the town of Arlington is recognizing the LGBTQIA plus community with a series of events and other displays of pride around town. ACMi News intern Toby Barrett, who is making his ACMi News debut, tells us what to expect.
June isn't only the start of summer, but it's also Pride Month, a celebration and affirmation of all members of the LGBTQIA plus community. Arlington is celebrating in its own unique way. We sat down with co-chair of the Arlington Rainbow Commission, Lisa Krinsky, to tell us about some of the events happening around town this month.
This month, the month of June, celebrating Pride, LGBTQIA plus Pride. And June became Pride Month because it is to honor a riot that basically took place at the Stonewall Inn, which was a bar in New York City. And in 1969, there was a routine police raid that took place, and the folks at that bar fought back that night. And there were many people who just said sort of enough is enough about the harassment they were getting, and it turned into sort of this longstanding riot. And so since then, in the month of June, many places have celebrated what took place at Stonewall as part of their Pride celebration. And so we now sort of have the month of June designated as LGBTQIA plus Pride Month.
The Arlington Rainbow Commission works throughout the year to help make Arlington a more welcoming community for all. They work hand in hand with a number of Arlington institutions, including the public schools, where they help create a more inclusive environment for students and faculty, and with the Arlington Police Department. Their work centers around the department's approach to working with transgender and gender diverse residents.
We have a number of things. Starting with, we were very grateful to the select board for them issuing an LGBTQIA plus proclamation for the town of Arlington, affirming Arlington's commitment to the community, recognizing that June is Pride Month. And so the activities that we have for the month are, as we said, for the past couple of years, we have taken crosswalks in town and painted them rainbow colors. So this year we will be painting the intersection at Route 60 and Mass Ave. For some of the activities we have on Sunday, June 13th at 1:30 to 3:30, we will be at Uncle Sam Park, right at that intersection of Route 60 and Mass Ave. And we'll have rainbow swag and happy to just sort of celebrate Pride.
The Rainbow Commission is also sponsoring a number of other events throughout the month. On June 18th, you can join them on Zoom at 9 p.m. for Drag Bingo. They are also co-sponsoring an event on June 12th with the Cambridge LGBTQ Commission. And the commission will screen the documentary Disclosure, which addresses the treatment of transgender and gender diverse people in the media, partnering with the Council on Aging. That event will take place on June 22nd at Robbins Library.
A little bit of something for everyone. We encourage all of our members to join in on the celebration of Pride Month. Reporting for ACMi News, I'm Toby Barrett.
Thanks, Toby. While walking through the streets of Arlington, you're sure to see Parklet Dining. These spaces allowed restaurants to continue serving customers during the pandemic when indoor seating was limited. Helen Frazier has the story on how these parklets have become vital to local businesses.
I'm here outside of Twirl Pasta Bistro, one of the many restaurants in Arlington that has outdoor seating. The pandemic caused many restaurants to shift how they operate, and moving tables and chairs onto the street and sidewalk allowed these eateries to continue serving guests while remaining COVID safe. But as COVID restrictions are being lifted, what does that mean for the future of outdoor dining?
It's definitely allowing us to stay in business.
That was Sarah Short and Emily Patel, the owners of the Roasted Granola Cafe. After having to shut down during the pandemic, outdoor seating allowed them to serve customers once again.
People really, really enjoy sitting outside. We constantly are having people just come up to us and say, I hope that this changes the way people in these communities, in our communities, like, you know, Arlington Heights, Arlington, Lexington, all the surrounding communities, look at outdoor seating.
Like many towns, Arlington provided local restaurants with support when they had to stop indoor gatherings. One form of support was closing certain areas of the street and sidewalk to create dining parklets.
Our seating is out in the street. It's in the parking spaces because this part of Arlington has sidewalks that are too narrow.
Chris Furlong is the owner of Twirl Pasta Bistro. His restaurant has had outdoor seating for a few years, and it allowed them to remain open during COVID. He shared some of the challenges that come along with maintaining outdoor dining spaces.
If you're not used to it, cleaning up your side of the street is a big part of what you have to do. And I know the town is talking about adding trash receptacles and requiring the business owners to upkeep in front of their stores where they have the parklets. That's a challenge. It requires extra personnel. It requires training. So there are pluses and minuses with it, but I think from an operational standpoint, it can be something that can and should benefit the town and the businesses.
It would probably be a huge endeavor for towns like Arlington, where there's not a lot of extra space, to incorporate outside seating like in the Heights, but boy, it would be amazing.
The success of these spaces now asks an important question. What will outdoor dining look like in the future?
I think they have a future in town. There's some things that have to be figured out. You know, some of these things were allowed because of the state of emergency, which is about to end. There are alcohol service rules through the state that they're going to expire 60 days after the end of the state of emergency. So we have like until the middle of August to figure that out. That won't impact all of our outdoor seating, but some of it will. So we have some time, but we can't do anything about it until the state does something first.
Carter believes the spaces may be able to operate through the fall months with only a few changes due to the state of emergency ending. For ACMi News, I'm Helen Frazier.
Thanks, Helen. From outdoors to right in your own home, Arlingtonians have at least two choices for exploring all the unique tastes we can find in our area. We are adding a bountiful new supply of food as a meal delivery service expands their business into Arlington. Senior news producer Aneem Osmani didn't have the luxury of ordering in, so we sent him all the way to West Newton to get the scoop on this new food option we can add to the menu.
We saw Arlington as a really exciting town to break into. For us, expanding means being able to bring this really high quality food and really high quality community mission to another part of the greater Boston area. So by coming to Arlington, we're trying to help offer Arlington residents access to some more exciting meals, a dinner time solution, and a way to just help support the local small businesses in Boston.
Bountiful, a pandemic-driven business that started in the apartment of Julian Cohen in February 2020, has expanded into a fully fledged meal delivery business that recently relocated to Newton. They already deliver fully prepped meals to Somerville, Cambridge, Brookline, Newton, and Weston, and now Arlington joins that list. Residents have another innovative menu to explore in an already diverse food scene.
We're always trying to bring some diversity to the table and help people have something that might get them excited on just a normal night. And then we'll also always offer a vegetarian option, some sides, and just things to kind of fill out that table.
As more people begin to eat out amidst the warmer weather and a reopened economy, Bountiful might see a lag in business. So far, they haven't, as they also provide catering services. They also hope to partner with Arlington's local butchers, cafes, and independent chefs by offering them an opportunity to provide unique additions to Bountiful's menu. This could provide a nice boost to the local economy.
I think for us, it was really exciting to see the type of citizens that live in Arlington, how they commute into Boston, the type of professions that they have, and also just like through being a part of the greater Boston community, how active the Arlington community is engaged in just like civil discourse and things like that. So I think it really is a city that goes along with the mission that we have as a business to bring the community together.
To learn more about what Bountiful has to offer, visit their website at bountifulkitchen.com. Reporting from West Newton, I'm Aneem Osmani, ACMi News.
Thank you, Aneem. As of June 21st, the Robbins and Fox Branch libraries will be resuming normal hours and providing most services with no appointment necessary. All visitors, regardless of vaccination status, are asked to keep masks on inside. The reading room will continue to serve as a staff-only circulation area until it can be reconfigured to open holds, new books, and patron seating.
Continuing with the theme of reopening, one local family shop in East Arlington managed to find its own way to stay afloat. The pandemic challenged Clay Dreams to change its business model to accommodate for the shutdowns, but as restrictions are lifted, it's clear that this new business model also offers them new opportunities. ACMi's In-Young Kim delivers this profile.
As our lives return to normal, Clay Dreams is another place we can visit with our loved ones.
A family-owned business for 22 years since 1999, Clay Dreams is a local establishment offering pottery decoration for family and children. Rather than just enduring the hardships of COVID-19, Clay Dreams also found several new business strategies which will allow them to thrive even after the pandemic. ACMi met Lauren Frigoletto, who took over the business from her mom 5 years ago. She talked about how she was able to maintain her business.
It was difficult because we're not considered an essential business. So we had to redo our entire website to allow for online shopping. So we started to do something called to-go boxes. And our to-go boxes include everything, your pottery piece, your paint, your brushes, your palette, instructions, and you take it in a plastic box, and you take it home and you paint it there, and then you bring it back here for firing. In the very beginning, when nobody was allowed out of the house, we were doing deliveries. It took off really well, especially since the kids had been out of school for so long and they were stuck inside and it was cold, and so parents took advantage of that.
Another thing that she tried was setting up an outside table to paint pottery due to the indoor gathering restrictions. She also got a permit from the town to use Magnolia Park to hold events such as reading stories and paintings related to those stories.
That's when we decided to do stuff outside. And the response was really good. We had to rechange our entire business, set up and plan, the online shop, a new computer program, and all that. So that was an expense. So we did, but it worked.
Due to COVID-19, she had to change some business plans to survive, but in the end, it was great for her creativity. For instance, Clay Dreams used to hold kids' birthday parties in her shop, but pandemic restrictions led her to visit their houses.
So we've been taking the party to them. So we've done maybe 3-4 of those where they're set up in the backyard and all the kids, it's usually 6 to 11 is the age that they do. And they're all safe and outside, and parents have been really happy with that. And it's kind of catching on. And it's a different experience for all of us, and it's fun.
Clay Dreams staffs all vaccinated, and they are open to 100% capacity with walk-ins available. Clay Dreams has many interesting events coming up, such as story time for kids or adults night, enjoying painting and drinking without kids. For more about these events, visit their website, claydreams.com.
Sometimes threats turn into opportunities, and Clay Dreams is an excellent example of this. Since I find the pottery so appealing, I'll see you there. For ACMi News, I'm In-Young Kim.
With the school year drawing to a close, the Ponderscope is going on hiatus for the summer and will be back in action in September. And on that note, we'd like to congratulate the class of 2021 that graduated on June 5th, including a number of prominent members of both the Ponderscope and UView crews. Congratulations to all of you.
We also want to commend all Arlington Public School students and staff for braving a school year like no other. As of Thursday, June 24th, they will start a summer break that is richly deserved on all counts. May it be full of rest and relaxation for you all.
And if you're watching an evening broadcast of this newscast, stay tuned for the Ottoson Middle School's annual musical coming right up.
That is all that we have for today, and we thank you for joining us this week. For the cast and crew of ACMi News, I'm Nathan Montgomery.
And I'm Paul Werlin. We'll see you next week. Stay safe.
You can always check out our latest segments and newscasts on the web at acmi.tv/news. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ACMi News. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You'll find us at youtube.com/ACMi News. If you have any news tips for us or wish to become a citizen journalist, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at news@acmi.tv or stop by ACMI Studio A at 85 Park Avenue.